Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 340. I am Brendan. UFC Fight Night. Yusuff versus Barboza. What a freaking banger this fight was. Holy crap. All right. We're going to talk about that fight. We're going to talk about all the fights on the main card here. We're going to break them all down round by round. Subscribe to the channel if you like that kind of stuff. That way you know when the next video is coming out and you'll get to see it, and I appreciate it. All right, let's go. Holy crap, this fight was amazing. It had all the drama. This was high art. As much as two guys punching each other in the face could be, this was art. It was more the art part wasn't the martial artists, although that was in there as well. It's more the drama, right? Okay, so this fight started out with Yusuff just dominating it, right? This is honestly, that's how I thought it was going to go in the back of my mind. I'm always rooting for Barboza. I think he's fantastic. I love watching his fights. I'm always excited to see him fight. And I'm just like, I'm always rooting for him to win. It's, it's hard once he gets up in the upper echelon of all these divisions. It's just people just have his number. Okay. As much as I love seeing him win, it's hard for me to expect him to win when he goes up against guys like Yusuff. Yusuff he fought a brilliant fight in this first round, just couldn't get the finish, right? Yusuff landed some really nice jabs. Edson was landing some hard hooks to the body. Keep that in mind. I noticed that in the second round, and in the second round, there was a little bit of lag from the first round and a little bit of favoritism from the commentary team. I don't know if it was favoritism so much as, like I said, lag. Like they were remembering what happened in the first round and letting that color how their second round was scored. Yusuff was doing a really good job with pressure. Barboza, he landed a hard body kick at one point. Yusuff landing a hard right hand. Barboza's still alive somehow. Like, this round was all Yusuff. He just kept punishing him, moving forward, gets the takedown at some point, and then lands some nice ground and pound. Both guys grab the fence. Yusuff uses it to pull out of a leg lock. The thing is, Barboza survived on the ground pretty well, taking very little damage. So he was on his back for, pretty much 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Striking numbers here, 42-13 in favor of Sodiq. Holy crap. Oh, but, and this for sure was a 10-8 round. We will talk about that. But this was as close to being stopped without getting stopped as you can get, right? Multiple times Barboza was on Queer Street, and multiple times he was, about to go down. If he didn't go down, if he didn't go to his back, I don't know if the fight makes it out of the first round. And he even commented about it after the fight. He's like, he was telling Bisping, he's like, I was hit so hard. He's like, I didn't know where I was, if I'm outside or if I'm in the gym or I'm at home playing with my kids. Like, what the fuck? It's really funny. Anyway, 10-8 round for Yusuff. Second round here, Yusuff landing a hook, and Barboza starts countering to the body and then going up top with the follow-up, right? Yusuff pushing his way to the cage. Barboza's really digging those hooks to the body. Now, the commentary team didn't notice this until like the third or fourth round, but this is where it really started to add up, and you'll see it come in handy later. So Barboza's really digging to the body, digging knees to the body in the clinch. Barboza's outlanding him, but it's to the body, and I didn't think the judges would see that. Barboza starts landing this hard right hand. Yusuff gets staggered by that hard right hand as he lands it up top. Yusuff still is getting tired in this round. Barboza's still digging to the body, and that was his round. Looking at the striking numbers, he did get outstruck here on the official strikes. I don't know if these are correct, but it says Yusuff outstruck him 42-31. I don't know about that. I really didn't feel that way. I felt like, it was the leg kicks from Yusuff. I don't know if he landed 15 significant strikes. Okay, so to put this in perspective, right? Let's back up. Let's say he did outstrike him here by 11 strikes total. Okay, those 11 strikes, there were 15 of them to the legs, and those were not that significant of leg kicks if they were there, because I barely remember them. The biggest strikes from Yusuff went to the head, which were 24, and the biggest strikes from Barboza, other than those two that rocked Yusuff, which was also important, went to the body, 23 to the body, right? The biggest strikes in this round came from Barboza. The biggest damage and the biggest effect came from Barboza. I gave him the second round, okay? Now, the striking numbers don't bear that out, but that doesn't look accurate to me. Something seems off about that. So I had it 19-18 in favor of Yusuff because of that 10-8 first round. Barboza's landing the kicks to the body and that left hook to the body still in this third round. Yusuff trying to land that hard right hand. Yusuff kicks Barboza in the nuts. I don't know if he was trying to get a break. It didn't seem like it. It seemed like it was incidental. Barboza was landing he's landed the spinning back kick to the body. He was throwing that quite a bit. A right hook to the body for Barboza. A left hook up top for Yusuff. And a left hook up top, and then Yusuff stumbles yet again. Barboza landed a spinning heel kick, and Yusuff goes down in this round. He could have followed up, but he went in for a submission attempt in this round. It was so weird. 32-29 for significant strikes in favor of Barboza in round 3. See, these striking numbers don't look right. Let me refresh here. Something seems off. This doesn't seem right. In this third round, it seemed like he landed a lot more than just 32 strikes. 42 of 86. Oh boy. Okay. I swear he outlanded him in this round, but anyway, or by more in this round, but he had him down. You could count this a 10-8 round. I didn't feel like it. It was that close to being finished, but Yusuff, he had his moments in this round. It just that spinning heel kick was amazing. So I had a 28-28 going into the third. Nope, the fourth. Barboza landing some spinning heel kick to the body again, landing that jab, stopping the pressure of Yusuff this round. Both guys were tired, and the bigger shots are landing for Barboza still. Yusuff with another nut kick, but no pause here. Barboza landing the more impactful shots this round for sure. Looking at the striking numbers here, 47-35 in favor of Barboza. He started to pull away in this round, right? Landing that jab. A lot of these 24 shots to the head from Barboza were the jab. A lot of those stopping Yusuff from moving forward. He could have used that earlier in the fight. He wasn't throwing it as effectively. In this round, he was. I don't know if it was Yusuff not getting his head off the center line, if it's just his pressure slowed down, and that's what allowed Barboza to do it. It could be the body shots were really adding up. It was just a combination of things. Barboza looks great. 38-37 going in the last round here. Yusuff landing the jab. Barboza landing the body kick. Yusuff wanting to tie up, and Barboza landing tight hooks. Barboza with another spinning heel kick to the body. It's a push kick, sorry. Barboza hooks to the body and then goes up top with Yusuff. Yusuff with that left hand landing really well. So Yusuff had a little bit of a bounce back in this round. It wasn't as much volume, but he did land some good shots here. Barboza with the body kick. Yet again, they circle the cage, and Barboza's moving forward. They exchange jabs. Barboza with the body lock trip, and they get right back up, but then Barboza controls him in the clinch, landing knees to the body, and gets another takedown for the win, in my opinion. I had it 48-46. That 10-8 round is why it was not a 49. 41-30 for striking numbers here in the last round in favor of Barboza. Like I said, he talked about it ahead of time, or at the end of it, about not knowing where he was after he got hit in that first round. Real quick before we get into talking about Barboza and the scorecard here, because there is something to be talked about here, because this was kind of shit. First of all, Yusuff, fantastic fight, fantastic pressure. His ability to bounce back after himself being caught. The fact that he went for the finish of that first round, didn't get it, and then still was able to push through for all 5 rounds. Incredible. I really hope Yusuff bounces back here. He's had a really good career in the UFC so far, only losing to Arnold Allen, who Arnold Allen's only loss was to frickin' Max Holloway, and then Edson Barboza, who's a frickin' legend. So it's not that he's had a bad run in the UFC. It's just that it might have been a stylistic thing. It might have just been Barboza's night and not Yusuff's night. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that forever. Let's look at the rankings. We had Barboza at 13 and Yusuff at 11. So I think maybe they just switched spots. I don't see a lot of other movement going on there. Hopefully Yusuff doesn't get bounced that far out of the top 11 here. And what's next for Barboza? Paul Felder called him out. He's looking for a comeback fight. I don't know if I like that. if Barboza had lost, I like it. But Barboza's in the top 15, man. He's going to be in the top 11, possibly top 10 if things flip around like that. I don't see that happening. But he's ranked. And is he going to make a title run? Probably not. But why would you take that away by making him fight Paul Felder, who does nothing for his rankings, right? What happens if he beats Paul Felder? Does he move up in the rankings? No, because Paul Felder's not ranked, and who cares? But if he loses to Paul Felder, that's pretty much the end of it again. I mean, I said that last time when I saw Barboza get kicked out of the rankings, and look where we are now. So, incredible fight, incredible finish to the night. Sorry. If you did not watch this one, go back and watch this fight. It is worth every second of it. I promise. Go back and watch this. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to them. Awesome fight. All right, Jennifer Maia taking on Viviane Araujo. It's one of those ones where it's a flyweight fight. I'm not so high on the division. I never was. I mean, it's had its moments, but the strawweight division for the females is pretty much the only really interesting division. Obviously, you're going to have some bantamweights. You're going to have some you're going to have some bantamweights. You're going to have some flyweights who are exciting in moments, but usually there's just no dominant force anymore, and it's not that you need a dominant force to have an interesting division. It's just you need to have a lot of fighters with a really high skill set, all fighting each other and creating interesting fights every time they go out, which is what we have for the most part at strawweight. And we just don't have that at 125. All right, Maia was using the jab really well as she circles to outside. The exchange in the middle, Araujo landed kicks to stay out and staying right out of the returns. Araujo landing the harder shots so far in this first round. Maia landing some nice stuff as she backs up, including a front kick to the face. Araujo pressured the whole time, if you want to call the damage even. These striking numbers are weird. 24-14 in favor of Maia. I did not see that. These striking numbers are all over the place in here. I really didn't see that. Apparently, she outstruck her 15-8 to the head. That's wacky. I did not see that at all. I scored this for Araujo. I figured the bigger shots came from Araujo, the bigger damaging shots. So I figured the damage was at least even, and then she was pressuring forward the whole time, which is a difference maker, right? If you scored the damage in favor of Maia, then you gave her this round. It wasn't a blowout or anything. It was a close round. Second round here, they exchange, and Araujo gets the takedown and stays on the back, getting the back, staying on the body lock, getting the back. So if you look at this round here, 4:35 of 4 minutes and 35 seconds of control time. Yes, there was only 2 strikes and only 1 submission attempt, but if you look at the striking numbers coming back from Maia, it's 0, right? The definition of a 10-8 round is when there's a clear winner, absolutely clear winner. I don't see how you can get more clear than your opponent landing 0 strikes and you dominating them for essentially the entire round. The Maia did nothing. So I gave it a 10-8. Which means I had a 2017. Maia landing a nice 1-2 after Araujo feints a takedown. Maia getting off the fence and forcing her way into a double leg. Araujo did more damage in the last sequence than Maia did with her position, but the stand-up went her way, right? So I had a 29-27 in favor of Araujo. Maia, she outstruck her in this round as well, 17-8. Let's look at the scorecards because Araujo ends up getting the unanimous decision. Oh, we didn't talk about the Barboza scorecard. Let's talk about that for just 1 second, if you'll indulge me. 10-8 here for Clearly, 10-8 for Saul D'Amato in that first round. Good scorecard, guys. Makes sense. Nobody gave the second round to Yusuff. I see that people might want to. I just don't think he did landed the more damaging strikes in that round. I don't think he did more total damage. So I didn't give him that round. But over here, Chris Lee giving a 10-9 to that first round. Unacceptable. Unacceptable, absolute garbage, horrible scorecard. Do not accept this just because he got the winner right or got the fight overall and he agreed with the other people. Giving a 10-9 in that first round is outright criminal. This guy should not be working. This is insane. This is not the first time. It won't be the frickin' last. He is frickin' horrible. Holy shit. Okay. Yep, all three judges, Saul D'Amato, Junichiro Kamijo, and Ron McCarthy, all gave the first 2 rounds for Araujo and the last round for Maia. That's how I scored it. Nobody gave a 10-8 in that second round. It doesn't surprise me. A lot of judges aren't tossing out 10-8s for dominant rounds like that unless someone's basically on death's door. So whatever. Yeah, unless it's a title fight in which they need the Mexican fighter to stay champion, in which case Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian Yanez. Oh, brutal to watch. Martinez with the nasty kick. That's going to happen more than once. Just to let you know. Martinez with another hard low kick, and Yanez tender on it early in this first round. Yanez hopping around. He goes down again. Martinez drops him again with the leg kick. Martinez clearly a 10-9. You could give it a 10-8, but Yanez did land some shots apparently. 16-14 in favor of Martinez. Martinez only landed 1 head strike, but 15 leg kicks, unreal. Martinez kicks him in the nuts. It was inadvertent, but it's going to happen. Yanez has thrown a ton of hooks, and Yanez goes for the takedown. No dice. Yanez dropped yet again and again, and then it's over. The leg kicks were way too much. Yanez just couldn't handle them anymore. Martinez is a freaking beast. The way he's kicking with those, those low kicks are brutal to watch. Rough round, or rough fight. Andre Petroski versus Michel Pereira. Oh, okay. Let's look at the stats. 6. The end. Dude, Pereira runs in, lands a right hand, and Petroski's down, and that's it. He follows up a little bit, obviously, because he lands 5 more strikes, but that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Dude, he just put him out. It wasn't a clean knockout. It was still probably technically a TKO, but holy shit, Michel Pereira. And this is at 185, right? 15 pounds heavier, and he looked like the bigger guy. Weird. I didn't like him initially when he came into the UFC. I figured he was all flash and no substance, and then he had some moments of clarity that I liked, and then he started to get a little bit more disciplined, and I thought he was going to be a legit title challenger and title contender at 170. I really did. I had my money on him. I wanted him to fight. I thought it would be interesting once they get up in the rankings to see him versus Shavkat Rakhmonov or him versus Khamzat. Holy shit, would that be fun. So much fun. It didn't work out that way. He's moving up a weight class, but if he can keep his power, which clearly he has, and he carries it up and he keeps his activity high, and maybe his cardio is even better. His strength might not be totally outmatching his opponent now, so let's see how things work on the ground and how he scrambles and squirms. But at 185, there are some good wrestlers, but he might be able to work his way into a title shot without getting tested. I'm excited. And at 185 is fun. We've got some new contenders at 185. We got a new champion at 185. It's fun stuff. So I think it's good. I think 170 is good for him too if he ever wants to go back down. But he said he feels a lot better. So, who am I to put judgment on him? All right. First fight of the night. We've got Obese Denise, Lazy Susan. We got Christian Rodriguez versus Cameron Saaiman. Rodriguez missed weight for the second time in a row now. He missed weight by, 4 pounds? Unacceptable. Just absolutely unacceptable. You can't do that. And for the second time in a row, he should be up a weight class at this point. People have been punished more for less. It's crazy the advantage that you get when you miss weight. I've gone off on rants about this before. I think it's sanctioned cheating. I think that it needs to change. I think that needs to be some sort of consequence that's immediate. I don't think that purse is not effective. I think, obviously I don't think it's effective because, people can still do it. And then what happens is you might take a 20% hit on your fight right now, but overall your career trajectory is going to earn you more money as you move forward because you got the win. Right? And no one's going to go back. No one does. Like they do this, unless you are a serial offender and the UFC is really trying to stop you from moving up the rankings like they did with John Lineker, they're not going to mention it every time. They'll just be like, oh, look, he's on a 4-fight win streak. And not to mention that you got two of those fights where you were overweight, significantly overweight. Working your way into the next weight class. So the idea is you miss weight, so what? Don't work hard. Don't cut the last 4 pounds. All I'm going to do here is push through, take the 20% hit, and then I'm going to get the win. I'm going to use my weight, going to use the extra cardio that I have. I'm going to use that extra energy, and I'm going to move forward with my career, and the other person's just going to suffer because it's just a W and it's just an L at the end of the day. Right? That's how a lot of people look at it. It's not right. I don't think it's okay. I think there needs to be a round deficit. I think you need to be down 1 round. I think you need an automatic point deduction. And the other thing is, like, I would rather the fighters get paid full, right? I'd rather it that they don't lose their money. So as far as I'm concerned, like, you don't lose the money. You're not eligible for a bonus still. I don't think you should be rewarded for missing weight, but I don't think you should lose part of your money. You're still fighting. You're still putting on work. You just lose a point. Let's make it actually affect how the fight goes. Let's make it affect the outcome of the fight, which has a larger implication on the future trajectory of their careers. Right? So Christian Rodriguez, like, I hope he gets his shit together. I thought he looked really good in this fight. We'll talk about it. Rodriguez, he was pressuring forward. Saaiman was keeping his head up the entire time as he enters, landed some nice hook. Rodriguez landed some really good hooks. Saaiman attempts a spinning kick first and then gets taken down. Rodriguez goes for the Darce choke, but they get back up. Saaiman leaping in and landing sometimes with low kicks, but he's just getting countered. Saaiman is really good at not staying down. He's very good at getting back up. He's very Gumby-like, very loosey-goosey. Saaiman, great output, and that might push him out in front. The eye test says Rodriguez, but the volume went to Saaiman. I go with... The thing is, I went with Rodriguez in this first round, right? 10-9. Second round. So far, the kicks are harder from Saaiman, but staying in the pocket, Saaiman just doing a little better. He's doing a little better this round, but he still just keeps getting caught, right? Rodriguez dives in on a Darce choke again. Saaiman rolls out again. Saaiman on the back, then Rodriguez gets the back, but less control this time. Saaiman super loose and gets tripped, and Rodriguez on the back yet again. Saaiman rolls under for heel hooks, but no dice, right? Gets outstruck in this round, 19-8. This was Rodriguez's round, 20-18. Last round here. Rodriguez with the pressure, landing some nice lead hooks and some right hands. Saaiman is taking damage, but he's still throwing back and starting to find the mark now. Saaiman throws him to the ground, but gets too close, and they end up on the ground with it. It's just so sloppy. Saaiman's overextending and getting into these exchanges he doesn't need to be. He's really bad at distance management. I'm guessing he gets away with it with his cardio, but if he meets a guy who's got the cardio and who's got the prowess and the wherewithal to just moderate their output, he's going to run into problems like he did with Rodriguez here. Rodriguez won this last round pretty close. I thought he landed the bigger shots and could be all over the place, but the weight miss did him some good. 42-38 for Rodriguez. Looking at the scorecards here, Saul D'Amato gave it 29-28. Let's see which round he gave it to him. Let's see. He gave the first round to Saaiman. Yep, that's acceptable. I really don't have a problem with that. You give him that first round because of the volume. I said the eye test gave it to Rodriguez, but if you're really paying attention, nitty gritty, and you graded some of those a little bit harder, then Saaiman can get that round. But hopefully Rodriguez gets his shit together. All right, that is it. I am so excited to see Yusuff going forward, but I'm so excited that Barboza got the win. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. That way you'll know when the next video is coming out. Love you guys. Have an amazing week.